Here comes the bankroll.
Coming, goddamn.
Here it comes.
This is what make it all happen right there.
That's what make it happen.
This what make it happen.
If a man want to know how to meet a nice woman, how you meet her?
With this. First damn word come out your mouth. I got money.
But those not respectable women.
I don't want no respect. I want some ass. Damn the respect. I want you to break down like a 12-gauge double-barrel shotgun and show me what you're working with.
But don't you want commitment?
What? To who?
You don't want to be committed.
I'm committed to getting her to that bedroom and giving her what she needs.
Oh, yeah, it is time. Once again, we are back in here. Kahoo. All right, we are back in here. We get another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang for being in here. And this is the Wake Up Show, part of the Free Agent Lifestyle podcast here on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. Oh, my goodness. Let's give everybody a round of applause. It is now December 30, 2021. And if you think your year was bad, get ready for 2022. But anyway, let's be optimistic today. Let's be a little optimistic. People have asked me this particular question. Yeah, but the hope strategists, the people who are hopeless romantics, the people who think there's a possibility of kind of getting what they want here on this marketplace. All right. And I've constantly had to remind them what they're putting themselves up against. And you guys should know what you're putting yourself up against in these times. It is very much a dangerous time for the last 20 years, but it is no longer a time where men can fly in ignorance and hope. You can no longer fly in ignorance and hope. Okay, it's 2021. It's going to be 2022. If you're still going to fly in ignorance, if you're going to still fly in romance, if you're going to still fly in the idea that you can just pick this one person up and this is going to be the one person of your life, oh my God, baby, it's you. Our love is like no other love. If you think that's going to happen to the majority of men, okay, there might be one or two that might be able to make this work, or it just works out, or they stay in their miserable lives or relationships. If you want to be that guy, then do it. But if you think it's going to work for the vast majority of people, I don't think so. So this is why I did this. I'm going to do this show today. And some people are probably going to be like, what are we talking about here, Coach? You trying to get married again? Let's get married. I know you want to get married. I know you want to pass on your legacy. This stream is for you legacy passing individuals in here. All right, wanting to pass on your legacy. And you know you're rolling the dice against failure. All right, you're rolling the dice against people who are leveraging failure in your relationship. You guys know that. But this is the stream for you. All right, this is going to be the stream for you. Now, let me just say up front. Okay, this is going to be from a person who's made mistakes in his life. All right. And I've chosen to go the path of the free agent lifestyle. As you can see here, I wrote a book, a pamphlet, a manual, a guide to men's peace, quiet, and freedom. And I try to let men know what you're seeking in life is probably peace, quiet, and freedom, but you're also investing in someone who's guaranteeing you you're not going to have peace, quiet, and freedom. All right. So you're living probably in a world where you're going to get neither. You're not going to get one when you pursue the other. Most men don't understand that. They think they're going to get a woman in this, they're going to get peace, quiet, and freedom. It's not going to be that way. And you're talking to a guy that learned that over time and basically decided to go, I'm going to go to a path of free agent lifestyle. Okay. Not a lot of people can live that lifestyle. I get it. Not a lot of people are willing to do that. Their loins won't be allowing them to do that. Their simp culture, their simp nature. They may be raised by a single mother who told them, treat her like a gentleman and do all the nice things and put coats over puddles and all the things that the man that impregnated your mama didn't do. All right. So he managed to impregnate your mama by doing none of those things, but she wants you to become some of those things. A recipe for disaster. So for you single mama raised men, you sitting down men, all right, Mitches, whatever you want to call them. This is the guide of the future. This is the life of the male in the future. This is your Oculus Rift. This is your metaverse manual for the future. You need to throw, I'm not trying to throw shade here, throw every other manual out. Okay. It is almost obsolete. It is as useful as a Nintendo Entertainment System. It was probably written in the times of the Nintendo Entertainment System. We are now in Oculus Rift. We are now in full on Ready Player One. All right. This is where we are. This is the guide of the future right here, the free agent lifestyle. Now, the other guides are useful because they're pretty much establishing that there's probably very little chance of you to win. And they gave you a strategy to win, which we've already shown that strategy is going to lead you to failure. All right. Because there's too many opportunities for the person to come back and say, oh, I didn't know, plausible deniability. You still get set up and manipulated in stuff that when that manual was written, it wasn't present in the world. Right. Like the hashtag Me Too. Like I can go back 40 years and claim something happened. I can go back 2 years and claim something happened. All right. I can screenshot text messages and manipulate the text messages. See, the manual that you might want to go by, it was written before all that. The manual that I've written has been written with that in mind. Okay. With the divorce culture the way it is, with the technology the way it is. This is the future. Okay. This is the future. So the life that the world is trying to lead you into is severely outdated. Your mama, your single mama, and your boomer parents that are trying to get you to get married, they're severely outdated. They need to update their system. Some of these people that you listen to on the internet, they need to update their system. Okay. It's out of date. This is the manual of the future. And so in that, I wrote as a title, The Free Agent's Guide to Mate Selection and Lifestyle. Okay. Mate selection and lifestyle. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, when you talk about relationships, and we're going to do the super chats in a minute because somebody did sponsor the show. So I appreciate that. What I'm going to tell you, if you go the route of mate selection, which just doesn't mean relationships. Mate selection just could be somebody who you're spending the evening with. It could include dating. It could include any one of those things. Mate selection is not mean relationships. It could mean it down the line, but people rush relationships far too much. I just like to be introduced to people and then see what happens there. And then if they want to progress it further, then I give them guides and rules and guidelines, which to be fair, 98% of them aren't going to qualify for it or go for it. I know this. And I'm totally fine with it because then I get to keep my peace, quiet, and freedom at the end of the day. I don't have to micromanage anyone to fit into these expectations. But what people have to understand in general is relationships are hard work. They're full-time jobs. Most people believe in how we treat relationships, especially how women treat men, is that we simply are just going to be able to plug each other into each other, punch in some codes, all right, and then it works. Voila. Oh, it's easy. All you have to do is, remember, I told you some of the worst, what do they call it? Some of the worst phrases that you could ever use is, well, all you have to do is, all right, that is almost going to lead you into a disaster. Well, all you have to do is read my mind. All you have to do is predict what I'm thinking. All you have to do is do what Disney says. All you have to do is do what the pastor says. All you have to do is, and that's how people treat relationships. Okay. Now, men will go, this is too much work. Now, if you're a guy that says that this is too much work, you're absolutely right. It is too much work because relationships are work. They are hard, but in our society, we treat them as easy. Well, all that has to happen is it's simple. All you have to do, and it is not simple. It is very complicated. And as you can see, most people are Owens. They've struck out. They have a history of striking out with men, and men have a history of striking out with women. So if it's so easy, why is it so hard? So yes, it is a lot of work. And yes, many times it's not worth it. I'm with you on that one. You're putting two complex human beings together, and it is not going to be easy. This is why I'd say most times, free agent lifestyle. Free agent lifestyle. You want peace, quiet, and freedom at the end of the day, right? You also want some peace leave, right?
I got money.
Well, here's a plan on how to get it. Let me just say one more thing. In the book, The Free Agent Lifestyle, I have said several times in this book that most people don't understand. And I'm going to read it right here. And I'm going to say, by the way, just because you're a free agent doesn't mean that you don't interact or sleep with women. This is on page 6 of the prelude. This is not even chapter 1. And it says, you just don't prioritize them. You don't make them first in your life without determining the value that they bring to you. So there it is. There's the open. A lot of people think I'm going to just be like, no. Now, if there's somebody valuable that does come up, which is going to be a rare person, I'm going to go over this. The rare person could show up. In the event that person shows up, now you have to do what? See if they have value and they're willing to give you the value. 90% of people aren't willing to give you the value, even if they are that rare person. So we're still talking about a shot in the dark. People don't realize relationships to work is a shot in the dark. All right. It's almost hitting the lottery. All right. And then it says you interact with them carefully and strategically. Never underestimate how much you can lose by choosing the wrong type of relationship. So many people think that I'm saying, hey, segregation between men and women. All right. This is what people think when they come to my channel. And it is not true. I always tell you to go read the book. The book is written thoroughly and in predictive order so you can really understand what the philosophy is. It never says or it never encourages you not to deal with women at all. It actually tells you remove yourself first, figure yourself out, create a standard for yourself, see if anyone measures up to that standard, which 99%, 98% of people won't measure up or won't be willing to measure up. And then it doesn't matter. You're living peace, quiet, and freedom anyway. You have options in life. By that point, if no one measures up, you can either say,
I got money,
or you can just go live your life because you have options. You got a house, a motorcycle, a car, you got a boat, you got your whole life. You can travel, you can work, you have your business. It doesn't matter because then there's now service providers that will provide you what you need. All right.
I got money.
Enough about that. Because I wanted to clear that up. I might have to repeat it because not everybody's here. Everybody's going to go, what? All right. And they don't understand the direction I'm going here. I'm always leaving some possibility open. But what people have to understand is the possibilities are very small. Even people that are married today on December 30th, 2021, half of them are going to get divorced in the next 3 to 5 years. The people that are married today in December 30th, 2021, half of them will be divorced in 3 to 5 years. 10 years tops, half. 70% of them will be divorced, period. All right. So we know that statistically. That's just how it works. All right. Now, if you can be mad at that, but don't be mad at me. Everybody must remember, do not be mad at me when you come to these shows. All right. Just be mad that you fell for the fairy tale. Nadasso says, oh, he's telling us right now, read The Free Agent Lifestyle. He's telling you. I'm going to pop it up. You know, I can't do these things, all of these technical things. You know, I'm an old ass man, as they say. You old man, nobody wants you. You know what I mean? Try to tell you, nobody wants you. You ain't get nothing. Them girls don't want you. Oh, I can't find it. All right. So anyway, I can't find it to pop it up. But he says, read The Free Agent Lifestyle. Watch the stream about the top 5 questions to ask your dating partner. Discernment gets easier and better. Learn out here. You got to get, there's men that don't even have standards for themselves. Okay. And then they don't have standards for women. And then they're doing I'm going to take a shot in the dark. And then they wonder how they end up. All right. Coach Junior, what up? Coach G, been chilling with a couple of friends who are in relationships and marriages this past week. I always tell you to do that. And he says, and they are in massive debt and miserable. Shout out to them. Listen, he did what I told men to do in the 52 Things book, which is free on my website. Go click the link down below. I told you guys, if you're just desperate and a sucker for love and a hopeless romantic, go hang with married people. Go hang with people in relationships. And I'm going to tell you, most of the time, the men don't want to be there. The one thing keeping them there is something called this love, loyalty. You're still in love with her, or sex. All right. That's what's keeping them there. Most of them many people are in debt. I've covered that stream yesterday. Most marriages are going to end because they started off in debt. And then the debt just escalated. And then all she's going to say is, I'm not happy. In my opinion, we were not meant. And somebody actually did a stream on this years ago. This is years ago. So don't ask me who it was. Or maybe I was reading it in evolutionary psychology or some book, and they were talking about mates didn't stay together for forever. This is a concept that was overwhelmingly provided to us by clergymen and people who were trying to build societies. I get it. I understand. But they said in the past, potentially, when there was no structure around society, for better or for worse, mates stayed together for at most 7 to 10 years. And that was to get their offspring to those toughest 7 to 10 years until that offspring could then start to fend for themselves and provide for themselves. Okay. Until they start to fend and survive for themselves. And then remember, as I always say, teenagers were considered not children, but closer to adults. So once you reach the teenage years, you could go to war. They probably would send you to war. You could probably train. You could probably work. You could probably produce children, a la the Virgin Mary, age 12 to 14. You can start having babies. So our society has evolved because of clergymen, because of people wanted to build societies and putting control over people. They then convinced you that you can stay together forever. And I just don't think it's possible. I mean, you might think it's possible, but in my mind, just look at the statistics. It's not possible. I mean, this is why they come up with the 7-year itch. By year 7 in the past, the 7 years, man, you were tired of a person. You were like, I'm out of here. The only thing that kept you there were the kids. So it is what it is. I mean, I know you can, if somebody says, not me, coach. I know, man, it's tough for us to deal with that reality, and it's tough for us to break this conditioning. You really have to unplug and replug in and relearn. It's possible, but look at the statistics. I mean, look at how, and if you're not a guy, and some people are going to say, well, statistics don't say everything. Okay. Look at the failure. Let's look at the failure and then look at the people who remain. I know you're going to say, oh, you can't judge about. Okay. Look at the failure, the amount of failure, which includes the divorces and the miserable people who remain in relationships. And then show me the ones that you should be praising the example that they're living. Show me relationships that you would see and you would, man, I praise that relationship. See, you guys are being sold a bill of goods, but look, do what you want in life. You're trying to make the impossible possible. But there is a chance for you to make this work, and I'm going to tell you how. All right? With the free agent guide to mate selection. Warhammer says, going into 2022, don't simp. Please let these 304s go. Let them go, guys. Y'all got a problem with letting them go. Y'all got, especially sisters, y'all got to let sisters go. Y'all don't have no control over sisters. I'm not going to talk about the community today. Y'all got to let sisters go. If y'all think y'all ever going to get sisters back to Coretta Scott King level, I don't know what to tell you. Let the sisters go, man. Let them go. Let it go. Let them go. Let them sisters go. Let them go, bro. It ain't happening for y'all. The only way you're going to make that work is just a simp. Just a flat out simp, like a Dwayne Wade type relationship where you just the gump. All right. That's the only way in the system. Okay. I said I wasn't going to talk about the community today. It's the only way. Otherwise, you got to let them go, man. Let them go because they have their owners already. They have their owners. You're not outworking and outperforming their owners. I'm just letting you know. I mean, and this has been the case for some 150 years. When do y'all ever think y'all going to get top billing in these relationships? I mean, when? They could jump. I'm not going to go into that. Alexander, the RP King, he says, stay on your purpose, brothers. Appreciate you, coach. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Ricky Webster, no drama, no stress is the free agent life. He says, no drama, no stress. The free agent lifestyle is the best. He says, French toast props do. Yes, indeed. And you can get this book. You can listen to it on audiobook. All right, Sono Jono entering into 2022 with a new job, making $40 an hour as a web programmer for Amazon. Nerds are killing it. Congratulations, brother. Sono Jono's been on it, man. Sono Jono's been on it. My man, Aaron Underwood. Wait a minute. Right there. He says, Coach, Happy New Year. Let's keep it going into 2022 and make it the best year yet. Thanks for your guidance. And he says, preaching the message for men, Dr. Aaron Underwood from Dayton, Ohio. I think we met in Las Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. Congratulations, brothers. Shout out to you out in Dayton. Man, we got some professionals here in the midst. We really do. We really do. Thank you for that sponsorship today. A Maryland guy says going to start this 2022 still collecting gold, silver, and crypto. We'll pick up extra hours. The XXs can come later. They're not going anywhere.
I got money.
They're not going anywhere. Trust me, guys. I sat out the marketplace for a good 3-4 years. And even when you sitting out, they're there. And then when you really think about it, you're not missing anything, guys. You young guys, man, I know you're going to think you're going to miss your wife. You're going to miss the girl. You're going to miss a piece of sleeve. All right. Y'all going to be sitting around like this. Coach, I can't wait. I can't wait, coach. I got to get in there. I got to get her. You see your coach? I know she got a fupa and everything, but I got to get her. I got to get her. I'm like, did you get your money yet? No, you haven't started your business yet. Oh, you haven't done any of that? Chaz it up. Going from purple pill to red pill was amazing. I have no female attention and my life is no better or worse without them. I'm fine by myself and the likes are free. You'll figure that out too. You'll love the company you keep. Little Rory, you love the company you keep, man. Peace, quiet, and freedom. PQF. It is the ultimate. I'm telling you, when you achieve peace, quiet, and freedom, stress-free life, and you start to invite people in that don't understand that they're on your program, and then they come in and they just plug into you like this. You ever have women like that? Because they think that, and we're going to go over this. They think that you're the same old. They're like, oh, you're the same old. All right, I'm going to just plug into you and then start to, it's kind of like one of those copy machines. They just print out the playbook of what they ran on the last guy. And they just plug into you and just start. You're like, no, ma'am, that don't work over here. They're like, huh? What? What kind of toxic male are you? This is toxic masculinity. You're controlling. You're insecure. You're controlling. Insecure. Who hurt you? You're dealing with programmed mind. So they think they can just plug in and then run the same programming on you. It ain't going to work. When you start putting up breaks and you start putting up standards and you start putting up, you're like, all right, these are principles that you got to live by in my life. They be insecure, who hurt you, I'm not like her, I'm not like those other girls, You like, damn. They programming that ear, smoke start coming out of their ears. Oh my goodness. And then men are programmed like that too. They be like, Brock, who controlled you? Oh, I'm not controlling Brock. You're insecure, Brock. You programmed as an NPC, non-playable. Goodness Lord. All right, let me see. They get all messed up. All right. Isaac Tay says, hey, coach, love the Blue Chipper series. And are you planning on doing more of those live streams? I think the fellas could use more of that content. In 2022, I might do it every week, right? Because I do it every 2 weeks now. All right, but then I might put it into every week. We'll see. We'll see, man. Let me do one more. Where did I get the parrot? The non-playable character. They walking around like GTA. They think they're gonna plug into you with that stuff. I'm gonna show you how to deal with them. All right, and you can literally get rid of most of them by just creating a standard for yourself. El Chingon says, Coach, what are you talking about? My girl said she would never do that to me. Bark. I would never do that to you. What your baby mama's doing to you, I would never do that to you. Bark. Just put bark at the end of everything that they say to you. Who hurt you? Bark. I would never do that to you. Bark. I'm not like those other girls. Bark. I would never do what your ex-wife did to you. Bark. Bark. Oh my goodness. It's comical now. I mean, I can see it for what it is. It's true comedy for me. But let me just put these up here. Let me put these up so everybody knows what we're talking about. Let's see here. All right, here's going to be the 7 levels of mate qualification. This is what you're going to do, guys. You got to get to this point. Now, I don't believe in certain things like pump and dump. You know what I mean? Like I get it, pump and dump, but there's so many things that you're setting yourself up for. There's so many things that people don't really share the truth about pump and dump, that you're pump and dumping low quality women. I mean, it's just a fact. Okay. Well, pump and dumpers will act like they're pump and dumping 9s and 10s, and that's just not true. All right. It's just so far from true. I wouldn't want to mislead you like that. They're pump and dumping fat women. I mean, or overweight women or ugly women or 4s and 49. It is what it is. I mean, not many guys got the ability to pump and dump high quality, or highly attractive women. So everybody understand that. I'm not a person that suggests that. What I suggest you do is put everybody in the 7 qualifications of mate selection, of mates. They're either going to be someone who does not qualify. Yeah, somebody says you're dumping for a reason. You're not dumping attractive women you're not dumping attractive women. Oh, I'm going to just pump and dump. No. All right. So level number 1, most men can't even have this level, especially if you subscribe to Cold Approach or Pump and Dump. The level 1 is she does not qualify. She doesn't even get to have a conversation. She doesn't even get to sit at the table. You guys are asking women, what do they bring to the table? And they don't even qualify. You can see they don't qualify. She does not qualify. Automatic disqualification. Now, in my world, in the position I'm in, that's about 90%. Right off the rip. They don't even have to say anything. I could just see what they post, how they act in public, what they're wearing, why they're wearing it. Okay. What they look like when they're wearing it, how they act in public, whatever their background is. I can automatically see right off the rip, this person is not a qualifier. If they got a wig on their head, not qualified. In my standard, this is not for everybody. Again, these are my standards. I'm not saying anything negative about these people. I just have a standard. In my standard, most 90% of them do not qualify for anything. Nothing. 0. Nothing. No salami, no succeed, no nothing. Most men can't get to this position. This is why this is the free agent's guide. If you're a cold approacher, you have no standard. You have no does not qualify. All right. And I'm going to break that down in a second. If you're a cold approacher, you don't have this standard. Your standard is I got to see if what I do work. So it going to work on anybody. All right. But you got to have a standard. Number 1, does not qualify. Number 2, this person is going to be a service provider. I can use you for something, maybe not long term, but this something I can use you for, I'll pay for it.
I got money.
I'll pay for it. This is how good it looks to me. I like what you have, but I like something about you, but there's something about you I don't want to deal with any further. So I'm willing to pay for whatever that service is.
I got money.
I like highly attractive women, but not for a long time. I like them for short periods of time. So maybe I'll pay for that if you're willing to provide this service. Most of them have or are willing to provide that service. Everybody has a price. Everybody has a price. Everybody has a price. In today's marketplace, for the future, remember, we're not dealing it. This is not 1990 anymore. This is not the 2000s. This is not Jagged Edge. This is not 112. This is not Boys to Men. This is the future. Everybody has a price. So if she's willing to meet my price, then she falls into level 2. All right. The next level is going to be she's just practice. Yeah, she qualifies enough. I wouldn't pay her though, but she can call on me every now and then. Practice. I like her personality, although she's a little bit non-attractive, but she's cool. She knows where it is. You're just practice. You don't meet the upper level qualifications to get to in stage 1, 2, and 3. We'll go over that. You're just practice. Maybe we had a past in the past. And now that I'm a new person, I can still call on you. You can still call on me. You're just practice. Okay. So that's the next level. The next level is going to be concubine or harem. You're going to be either that. Okay. You're either going to be a concubine or in my harem. All right. So you're in what they would call a rotation. We can call upon you regularly. You have your spot. You know your spot. You ain't working your way up potentially. You're just a concubine. All right, you're probably very highly attractive or pretty decent in my area. Yeah, you can go in there, concubine. All right, the next level is going to be a regular. All right, now you're going in escalating, and she's escalating with you. You like her character, you like her looks enough, you'll be seen in public with this person. Now you're being seen in broad daylight with this person. Once you get to the regular, you'll be in broad daylight with this person. People will be seeing you with this person. In the other levels, they ain't even seeing the light of day. You won't even be caught dead in public with these people. Okay. So regular. You might see this person regularly on a regularly scheduled program, but you got to keep your limits with it, because if you do too much, then they're going to think you're in a relationship. All right. Pretenders. Put these people in the pretender category. For instance, a pretender is someone who is a date finesser. They think they're finessing you. They think that, you know what I mean? They think they're leading you up. Oh, I'm tricking him, but I'm telling him we're in a relationship, but I really got side salami and I got sneaky links. The pretenders. You know them when you see them. You get a gut feeling when you see a pretender. A pretender is an apex predator. A pretender is a person who will potentially praying mantis you, but they're using outdated concepts of love and romance to tie you in. You know that's type of person. And pretenders, to me, well, you can probably get a little bit out of them and make them think that they're getting over on you, but you can get over on them. I don't typically play too much with pretenders. I don't want to deal with them because these people think that they're trying to finesse something, and there's really nothing to finesse. Pretenders are in almost the do not qualify category. Oh, hi. Oh, I've been noticing you. Oh, you're so good. You're so handsome. You're so fantastic. You're the best ever. Oh my gosh, I want to be with you forever. These are pretenders. All right. These are pretenders. These things don't happen overnight. All right. And then the last one are contenders. These people are serious business. Wow. I found the one, coach. Now, the contender category is so small and minuscule that it almost is like magic if you meet her. It almost is like hitting the lottery when you meet her. You're going to think you meet a contender, but you're meeting a pretender. You're going to think you're meeting a contender, but you're actually meeting a pretender. And if you use these stages of rules that we're going to go through, you'll find out that she was probably a pretender, but she could be a contender. We're going to talk about that. Remember, in the Free Agent Lifestyle book, we leave that open. There is that opportunity, but you have to have certain things that we're going to talk about here. Hold on for a second. Let's see here. So everybody knows these stages. I'll go back to refer to them. These are me having a standard of what's going on out here. I'm not just throwing my salami to the wind. I'm not throwing it out here to hope. I leave hope to dopes. All right. I leave hope to dopes. I'm out here trying to say it's either this, you can get with this, or you can get with that. Somebody said this is too complex. This is what I want you to understand. I've already told you guys what this is going to require work. It's going to be a full-time job. It should be treated like a full-time job. And this is where most men and women mistake relationships with. You think you're entitled to a relationship. You think you can plug in and play a relationship. You think you could just open the box, take the relationship out, and then press the button, and voila, everybody knows what we're going to do, right? Yep. No, false. It is false. You're going to put in work. You're going to put in a lot of time in this. You're going to put in a lot of effort. And then with that, you should put in standards. And if you're not willing to do this, stay the hell away from relationships, men and women. Men and women. If you're not ready to do that, if you think you're going to plug and play, stay the hell out of relationships. I think that's where the most healthy relationships are going to be. Yep, just add water, instant mix, ready mix, instant mix, oatmeal. That's what people think about relationships. Hey, I have a effed up life. I'm going to plug this person in and my life's going to be better. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. And I think these are the expectations of men and women. This is why I have the free agent lifestyle, man. I'm trying to wake you guys up on what really is what. Okay. Let's see here. I got to do this before I do some more super chats. I'm going to tell you what women want in relationships and why they become complicated. Men don't set a standard. What women want are, and this is pretty much true, you can debate me if you want. What women want are open-ended contracts, meaning nothing's discussed up front, but you're basically going to write a blank check or a blank check of time towards the future. So we get together, we meet, it feels good, everything's open-ended. Nobody establishes anything. And then as the relationship goes along, the rules start to develop, or rules and standards of what other relationships are get placed on top of your relationship. So you just put a blank coat over it. Oh, this is what a relationship is, right? No, I thought it was this. I thought it was that. Too late. You're already in the relationship. Now you're trying to make it work, and it's open-ended. The minute a man comes in or a woman comes in and says, this is the standard of my relationship, people go crazy. They go, what? You can't say that. You can't do that. No, I don't agree. And then they bounce, which is fine. But people think people are wrong when you say, okay, this is what it's going to be from the beginning. Oh, no, what? Women want open-ended contracts, and I'm going to tell you why. Because number one, they can change the rules to suit them as the relationship goes along. You don't discuss something up front. The issue comes up, you create a conflict, and then from that issue, it either goes her way or his way. If it goes his way, she's going to think she got the short end of the stick. If it goes her way, she has control and manipulation. And then she gets to dictate and learn that she can change the rules as the relationship goes. Another thing that she wants is she wants to be able to insert plausible deniability, victimhood status, and then, oh, there's miscommunication. Oh, we miscommunicated. I didn't understand that's what you meant. Well, I thought most men would be secure enough to do X, Y, and Z. And so then she could say, well, there's just some miscommunication. And I didn't really understand. You didn't tell me, and I didn't know. Well, I didn't understand that would do that. I didn't understand you me sucking seed at another man's girl's going. You see what I mean? Plausible deniability, victimhood status. Well, I'm the victim. I can't believe you did this. If you come up front with a standard, there's no chance of this. This is why most women run when men have standards. They run. They be like this. They're like, because they can't play the open-ended contract game. They can't change the rules in the middle of the game. All right. So this is what women typically want to enter in. We're here for a feeling, and then we'll establish the rules as we're going along. Thus, most men agree to most women's view of relationship, the romantic view. It's the romantic view of relationships. Oh, we just got together. Oh, and it'll just work out. Oh, why are we fighting? Why are we arguing? Because you didn't work anything out. Okay. She gets to control all the sex, right? She gets to do this in the relationship.
I haven't showered in 3 days and I smell like a bag of onions. Is any of this turning you off? Nothing.
She gets to leverage the sex that you basically have committed to her as one person, right? Of using. Now she gets to use that against you. Oh, well, I don't want to give you any. I don't feel good. It's that time of the month. I got a headache. All right. Now, she never had any of those things when you were dating. When you were dating, you ain't seen one tampon. When you were dating, you ain't seen a tampon. You used to be thinking when you were dating, damn, is she ever on her period? Nope. She ain't never on her period. As soon as you get with her, she on her period a lot. She on it every damn day. You like, you still on it? Yep, I'm still spawning. Oh, I still don't feel good. Oh, I got cramps. I got diarrhea. I don't remember you being this sick when we were dating. But now that we moved in, you're sick all the time. Oh, man. She gets to come in and say all of this power couple stuff, which is basically this Tyler Perry, BET, Lifetime production, feminist jargon. We're a power couple. No, we're not. If you're a free agent, there's no power couple included. There's no power couple possibility. Free agents will never accept a power couple relationship. Even if she works, even if she has a career.
So I could focus on my career.
There's no such thing as a power couple. There never has been such thing as a power couple. And I don't know why you ham and eggers, you middle class people think you're going to be a power couple. Power couples are in the elite. I mean, you're a middle class lemming. You're a ham and egger. You're not a power couple. You don't even live in a gated community. You live on the middle, a cul-de-sac street that I can get access to. You're not a power couple, but people can put these power couple things in to put control over you. So let me get back to these super chats. All right. It's power couple. This is all manipulation. All right. This is all to do the open-ended contract. I'm a power couple. The corporation owns me. You have to ask my boss if you could get access to your wife. No. Listen. Somebody says, what's a ham and egger? Ham and egger is you just a regular person. You wake up, you eat your hams. Yeah, Bobby the Brain Heenan. You just a regular old middle of the road Boise, Idaho, Des Moines, Iowa American. You in the middle class. That's what you are. You ain't no power couple. You eat ham and eggs for breakfast. All right. Bacon and eggs. You're a ham and egger. Shout out to, yeah, you're a normie. You're a normie. You're not a power couple. You're a normie. You're a ham and egger. Shout out to the Bobby the Brain Heenan. That's where I got that from. Cookie cutter person. I love it. Yep. You're a cookie cutter. Farmer John ass person. Regular Columbus, Ohioan. Tupelo, Mississippian. That's what you are. You're not a power couple. A plebe, average Joe. That's what you are. Ham and eggers. So we're going to steal that from Bobby the Brain Heenan. You're just a ham and egger. All right, here we go. Shinobi Style says, peace, Coach Gang. Also, gents, look into downloading the Rally Road app and check into NFT investing. Peace. Oh, I skipped. I got to come back. El Chingon says, Coach, did I get you already? He says, Coach, what are you talking about? My girl said she would never do that to me. Yes, indeed, man. I got you, Shinobi. Mr. Speed, Coach, thank you for changing my life for the better this year. 52 things led me to learn how to ride a motorcycle. That's one of the most freeing things you can do. And I'm thankful to have no relationship at all. Thanks for you. Hashtag peace, quiet, and freedom. That's what you want in life. Shout out to you. Enjoy the motorcycle. YouTube Trash Talker says, let's go CGA free agent for life. He's got the whole thing, the dojo down. He's got the plane to travel, the boats, the boxing, and the football. You loving life. Man, when I bought season tickets to the Raiders, couldn't go to no games, though. But that was one of the most, I was like, man, now I can go to games. I travel, go to get. These things take more precedent over my life than cold approaching and thinking about women. I don't even think about women like that. Or when I do, I put them in these categories. All right. Maryland guy, shout out to you for being here again. Moto Surf. All you have to do is sing Sensitivity by Ralph Tresvant. You need a man with sensitivity. He also says, Maryland guy says, going to be quitting all nicotine e-cigarette products to start the year. Very hard to do. Please wish me luck. It is hard to do. Definitely hard to do, bro. So I always encourage people not to get started in that because it is hard to give up. I mean, I've never done it. So thankfully, I try not to get hooked on vices, you know. But good luck to you in getting over that. It's a big hurdle. I don't have any advice to give you on that one. Isaiah Author, coach, I dropped $2,000 on a PC so I could start making YouTube videos. Next is the monitor and Adobe Suite. Thanks for all your inspiration. Yes, sir. I think you were wondering how you get access to the YouTube stream that I did on the Money Mindset group on Sundays. So yeah, man, get all your stuff together, but don't wait until you have everything. Start producing content now and then learn your mistakes while people aren't watching you, right? Somebody said, grow my afro out. Major Leagues. Hey, coach, bless you for the new year. I am working on getting my IRS license so I can represent taxpayers against the Biden tax tyranny. Oh, thank you, man. We need all the help we can get. All right, man. We getting taxed, man. Boy, what happened to Americans? We don't even know what's going on. All right, we don't even know how we get pimped and pimp slap. Pimp. That pimping. Thank you, brother. Rusted Junk. Read The Free Agent Lifestyle and read Outwitting the Devil. Read it slow and read the F out of these books. Do it and do this for 2022. Men, you will reset to win. You're gonna reset to win. All right. Read The Free Agent Lifestyle, which is my book, Audible. You can listen to it. You can read it. It's an easy read for men because men don't read. You know what I mean? We don't be reading books like that. Women be reading books, you know what I'm saying? They be like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna shed no tear. You know, they be messed up. One thing you got to know about women, unfortunately, this is not a criticism about them. This is not me being mean about them. Let me put up the disclaimer right now. And this is from my experience. I've had 3 female roommates. People always act like I ain't had no women. Oh, what do you know about? Okay, I've lived with 3 females, all right, over a 3-year period as roommates. This was like tail end of college in my first year and a half out of college. I had 3 female at different times too. So I had one female roommate, then she moved out, and then I had another one, then she moved out, then another one moved in. All right. So and then I have 4 sisters or stepsisters. I was raised by a single mother. I have multiple aunts and cousins, female cousins. I worked with women at the university level for 15 years plus. Okay. I've been around women. I was the only guy around women. I've been around. Oh, and then not to this, I was married and I lived with a woman. And then not only that, I've had relationships with multiple women. Are you crazy? What the thing that you have to know about women is that they are troubled most times in their life. And this is just how they're programmed. They're always going through a metamorphosis. I'm trying to say this positively. A metamorphosis. They're going through something where they're not happy with themselves. I'm not happy. This is why you come up with things like phrases like "you complete me." They're always going through some struggle or they're always going through it. They're fighting something, you know what I mean? Their nature, and they're fighting father time and mother nature. They're fighting God. They're fighting their circumstances. They want to be princesses, and then they're ham and eggers. They're always going through something. They want to be 304s, but they got to pack it in and be a church girl. You know what I mean? Or they want to be a church girl, but they really a 304. They acting like they're happy, overweight, and being a 304, but really it's taking a toll on their lives. You know what I mean? They're going through this all the time. This is why they got self-help books up the yin yang. They be reading thick ass books. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna shed no tear. This is why they have that step. Whatever that black woman was, where she go up the steps and leave behind all the stuff, or she's going down the steps. What is she doing in that picture? This might be a long ass stream. Warning. All right. Warning. This might be a long ass stream going through everything I'm trying to pull up. Oh, now my mouse tripping. Why is my mouse tripping? Oh, that's going to be one of these streams. I might have to get a battery for my damn mouse. My mouse won't even work today. All right. I'm gonna have to get my assistant Kaylee to go get my mouse. My mouse battery. My mouse is literally stuck. Hold on, where is it? Come on, wake up. Jesus. Do I have a battery right here? What is that? What is that? You know what picture I'm talking about? New year, new me. New year, new me. All through 2021, they was all, I'm confident. I'm a successful. And then by the end of the year, it's new year, new me. They leaving all this stuff behind. Wait a minute. Wait. How are you doing so good, but by the end of the year, you leaving all this trash behind? You don't hear no dudes talking about new year, new me. We happy with where we are. We actually good. We like, I'm good. But all the stuff they done went through in the entire year, they finally reveal by the end of the year, they leaving all this trash behind. So you guys got to know that about them. I know that about them. All right. And this is why I can talk to them that way. Remember, one of my coldest lines that I give them, which is what they call a backhanded compliment, is you look distracted. And you'll be right 90% of the time. Damn, hey, how you doing? You look a little distracted and disheveled. Is everything going all right? They're going to be like, how did you know? And then they'll list out all of the trouble they've been going through. Drama, fake friends backstabbing them, relationships. They didn't have 4 breakups the entire year. They didn't rode the carousel. They got alcohol problems, codependent. They are cocaine head. I mean, all of that in 1 year. You'll be like, damn. I swear to God. And I know that. And you know how I also know this? I worked in the fitness industry. The higher attractive and fit the woman was, the cuckooer she was, right? She was like, and then don't let them be overweight. The more overweight the client, the more they be, oh, I can't deal with this. They do 5 crunches. Come back the next workout. I was so sore. Is there an easier way I can lose all this weight? Can I lose this weight in 90 days? I'm like, whew. So you guys forget, I also worked in the fitness industry where 60% of my clients were females. And I got to listen to them for hours on end and break their ass down. I'm like, boy, you in a messed up position. They're constantly trying to evolve and metamorphosize. So know that about them, bros. I know that about them. That's why I can go to women now and I'm like, I'm way above you. I'm comfortable with life and I'm happy with myself. I know you're not. So let's just get this one thing straight. Let's just get this one thing straight. You following my plan. I am not following you. Let's get to that stages right here. Stage number one. Stage number one. And when you get to see, you can only really get to this level if you become free agent, if you become older and mature and you have leverage. So for you to mate select, you got to go into the first, they don't qualify, but for you to mate select, you have to set a standard for yourself before you even set a standard for that woman. Before you set a standard for that woman, you must have standards for yourself. So this goes along with the cold approach. Let me just break this down one more time. This is point number 2. I'll come back to point number 1 in it. If you're cold approaching, you literally are saying in the current environment you're in, you don't have no standard. You're just going to practice pickup, or you're going to practice pickup on a certain percentage of women in that environment, right? You're saying that most of the time you should be always on in, what do they call it? Sourcing women. All right. You should always be in the situation. Listen, there ain't that many women that you should be even talking to. There ain't that many women that qualify in any particular area, other than if you don't have a standard. When you don't have a standard, anybody qualifies. But I can see with my lenses that most people don't qualify. It literally is not even worth the effort. I mean, I know this over time. You have to learn this by fumbling through this over time. Okay. But y'all be walking up looking like Cisco. I know you. What's your name? Play your game. Think I may. Your eyes, your feet, your breasts, your seat. Oh, please tell me, baby. You be like, are you a real freak? Baby, you tell me. Baby, you tell me what's it really gonna be. Everybody you walk up to, you be you be at the club, yeah. Walk up to her, see if you get that freak in real quick. Everybody's a qualifier. Cold approach means you have very little standard for yourself. I'm sorry for the cold approach and the PUA people, but it's just what it is. I gotta educate the men out here. When you start having standards, 80% of the places you go, 80% of the people in that environment do not qualify, if not more. I can go to the grocery store and focus on groceries. I don't be head on the swivel, gotta source women, me gotta find women, me gotta cold approach women. I got too many things to do. Not only that, the cold approach percentage is so low, you actually making yourself look desperate when you out here. This woman focusing on grocery, leaking Tyrone from the previous encounter from that evening. She leaking Tyrone, you in the grocery store, you can't even smell the Tyrone on her. You can't smell the Chad on her. You can't even see the crust in the corner of her mouth that she just came from somebody else. Oh, I'm going to go do my game right now. I'm going to go give it to her. That tells me you're not putting yourself in the right positions. Now, I don't disagree with approaching women. I call it the warm lead. All right. I'm sorry. Yeah. Warm lead and a hot referral. Warm lead, hot referral is way different than cold approach. All right. This person is in an environment. It's controlled environment. It's a person that you might know. You might have some social influence over her. It's vice versa. They might know somebody you know. You have something in common. You might be able to have a conversation with her. If it's a hot ass lead and she give you the Halle Berry eyes, you're in there. Cold approach, no standard. Okay. Let's go back. And then if you have the hot warm lead and the hot referral, you can literally say she qualifies or not. So people don't understand that. They think I'm saying don't approach a woman ever. No. Cold approach, no. All right. Level 1 of this one is leverage. If you are saying most of the time that a woman must be, you're going to require something of her. You're going to require something of her. And you are not willing to present something similar of yourself, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Somebody says, have to disagree, coach. I don't care if you disagree or agree. I really don't care. Okay. Do you think I care? Do you think it's going to change my mind? It's not going to change my mind. I mean, come on, you can disagree or not. This is me teaching you. All right. You can say, I disagree, move on. You can try to prove why you disagree. It ain't going to do nothing. It's not going to move my meter. I don't care. You think I care? And then they don't even tell you what they disagree on. So, nope. I disagree. And I disagree. Why? I disagree. Why? Why do you disagree? I disagree. So, I disagree about what? I'm talking for 40 minutes already, 50 minutes. What do you disagree on? Cold approaching, you're a loser if you cold approach. You want me to give it to you hard and raw? You're a loser if you cold approach. Okay, you want it harder than that? You're a loser if you cold approach. Okay? He wanted me to slap him in the face and see how much I really believe what I'm telling you. I believe it. You're a loser if you cold approach. Now, moving on. Are we okay now? Are we okay to move on? Okay. You wanted me to smack you over the head with it. I tried to be nice and teach it to you, but now I'm going to smack you over the head with it. You're a loser if you cold approach. All right, so next. Now that I have to get him over there. The Martin Luther King class is dismissed. All right, so anyway. Next point of this. If you have nothing to leverage, but you're putting standards on women, you're not in the right position to put standards on women. You have nothing to leverage. If you're saying a woman must be in fit, in shape, she must do this and do that, and you live at your mama's house, you're not in the proper stage of your life to do anything. So you have to have something to leverage. You're being disingenuous. How are you going to say this woman has to be this and you're that? You don't hold a standard to yourself. It makes no sense. This is why you get in trouble out here. This is why I tell you, you need to leave the free agent lifestyle. How are you going to say something that women got to be and you're not it either? I don't get it. I have to tell men to wake up. If you're overweight, how are you going to tell the woman she's wrong for being overweight? How about you not be overweight? Because once you're overweight as a male, then you got to start putting all it. Now, at that point, now you can leverage money. You got to leverage money. You cannot be overweight and broke. You see what I mean? Now you got to actually have something. So this is where most women should disagree. I mean, most women should agree with me. I don't tell men to go out there and learn pickup lines and scientific tactics to pick up women and you got nothing else after that. I think that's disingenuous. I think that's manipulation. And I'm not about manipulating women. I'm going to be upfront with them. I'm not tricking them out of their draws. I don't need to trick women out of their draws. I don't need to try to run game on them or try to give them the okie doke and the slip and slide and the ducking punch and the ducking cover. No. We're going to be upfront. We're going to put our cards on the table. That whole don't leave with your wallet. Okay, you're going to be fat and not leave with your wallet. Guess what? All right, the next thing is no broke dating. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going to say, I'm only going 2 for $20s at Applebee's, I'm only going $5 at Starbucks, and you want a woman of standards, man, I'm telling you, you're delusional, bro. You're delusional. I'm only now, again, if you have something to leverage, then that's different. But if you're like broke and you're worried about how much money you spend and you're worried about these women finessing you on dates, that's your fault. That ain't her fault. I've been saying that for years. I've been trying to wake you up. If you're going to broke date and think you're going to get a woman with standards, you're out of your mind unless you're Chad and or Tyrone. Come on, man. Come on. Let's stop the bull crap. If you're going to broke date, why even bother? Why even bother? Just call you up a $40 call girl. Just go down to Figueroa Street, whatever street you want to go through, get you a $40 suck, go to the massage parlor, get you a rub and tug, and call it a day. Because now you're playing games. And I'm too old to play games. If you're going to play games, that's what kids do. Babies play games. Men don't play games. You're upfront. This is why mate selection and lifestyle is going to be too hard for you guys. Be upfront about what you got. All right. When you go on these dates, if you're trying to go on there and you're trying to, what do you call it? Not buy, women don't deserve a dime and she better, okay, go to pimp school then. Women don't deserve none of my money. They don't get none of my money. Okay, you want to go to pimp school there, but the pimp school's over there. Any chick of mine better not keep a dime. All right. Rosebud. Hey, Rosebud. Can you, I got a new enrollee over here. He want to go to pimp school. See, that's pimping. And none of y'all are pimp level. Let me just say that right now. None of y'all will ever be pimps because you're trying to get women for your own pleasure. That's what pimps don't do. Pimps don't get women for pleasure. They get women to sell them to other simps. All right. So I think guys who are broke dating are wasting your time. All right. And then when you get there, you sit next to her. Don't sit across from her. You're not doing job interviews. I'm not going to sit there, hi, how are you? And let her fire 15 or 20 questions across from me and then sit back behind her damn meal or her drink or whatever and just sit there and fire questions at you. This ain't no job interview. Sit right next to her. She ain't going to fire no questions at your ass. She going to be, oh, I prefer not to sit next to you. Date over. I ain't got no time to play this. You ain't about to sit way across from me way over there down at the end of the table and then just shoot your BS all across the table. Nope, sit right next. Enjoy these jasmine rice and skewers. Anyway, getting on to the next point. That's stage one. Most of y'all can't even get off this stage. Oh, wouldn't you believe this? All right, so what I'm going to have to, I don't know what's going on here. Let me unplug this. Oh, that's what it was. It was something in my USB. I think that's what it was. Am I going to lose this mouse? All right. Sometimes you got to, let me see something. Oh, there we go. I have a battery here. I hope this battery works. All right, I got to do some super chats. But before I do it, I got to make sure my mouse works. This is a damn shame. Are you a professional coach? What kind of professional has to change this damn equipment in the middle of a stream? This is ridiculous, son. All right, let's see if that works. All right, there we go. I'm back in the business there. Luckily, I had a battery in this desk. All right, Yale Nats Power says, Coach, I'm in the plantation with chains. This is all I can afford. I wish you were around 10 years ago. I wish you guys would listen to these men who get into these relationships and later on, they're stuck. They're stuck in these relationships. So when they're stuck, it's too late. Listen to guys in relationships. You haven't read my books, obviously. If you don't really understand what I'm doing here, you haven't read my books. All right. 52 Things tells you to interview men that are in relationships. One White Pony, to show that indoctrination is deep. I recently had a coworker whose girlfriend broke up with him. He got back with her, got her knocked up, and then he went on bending knee and now trying to buy a home. Meanwhile, I've lived stress-free in that entire time. He got a girlfriend, broke up with him. He got her back. Never take an ex back. Never take an ex back. It's basically, I don't know, man. That's like taking failure back. You're signing back up for failure. And then she gets to reset the clock. She gets to re-manipulate you. She gets to start over with a clean slate when she won't acknowledge why the relationship ended. And then oftentimes she's coming back to do what? Get pregnant. She's coming back to marry you. You lost all leverage. And now she got a better of a deal. She broke up with him and now she's getting a house and she got a baby. She got the leverage. She got all the leverage. She got the better of that deal. See, this is, again, I disagree, Coach. Okay. Look how much of an idiot that guy is. Same thing with cold approach. Look how much of an idiot you are. You out here running around all day, all right, trying to get 4 women out of 100 to give you attention. And the 4 women that are going to give you attention are trash, all right? They were going to give anybody some peace leave, and you showed up. All right, same thing with taking the ex back. You never win, guys, by taking her back. She wins automatically. If she gets pregnant, she won. If you marry her, she won. If she gets a house and kids out of it, she won. What are you going to get back? All right, Simon Small back in the building. Shout out to Simon Small. Ricky Bobby says, IOTX crypto metaverse gonna be easy 5x in 2022. Machine Fi will be a new term. Y'all learn it. Oh, Ricky Bobby dropping science on us right now. I got to go to school when he talks. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save it. Anytime he says, many people say something, I save it and look it up later. All right. Shout out to Ricky Bobby. Thank you for that advice. Noble One, I bought more Saitama the other day. Now over 1 billion of it. Brother, stack that crypto. All right. Hey, I'm not mad at a little lead here. I'm gonna look that up after the show too. All right. Shout out to those brothers for putting you up on game. All right. So check it out. Do your due diligence. Tony Ocasio, what's up, CGA, here for a 2-month milestone. It's really about 12 months, but you know what happened. All right. Nick K, Arab girl on TikTok video who said she won't struggle and will meet the CEO at the finish line. Just married an IG real estate guy who flies planes. The IG Real Maxwell, I think he converted for her. Wow. I'm going to look, man, I can't look that up because I can't look that up. So he's talking about this girl right here, if you guys don't know. And it looks like she found, of course, you know what she had to do. She had to go to the catfish of the sea. She had to go to the bottom feeders of the romance dating market, who, even when you're a bottom feeder and you do well in life, you still gonna fall for the okie doke. He's talking about this girl.
You know, one thing I could never relate to is how people enter relationships because they feel like the person has potential. They're gonna be working their way up and being big one day. Let me tell you one thing about me. I ain't no damn ride or die. Oh no. If you're working your way up, let me know when you make it. Okay? Because I'm not trying to struggle with somebody and go through the mud. I'll meet you at the end. Let's exchange numbers when you're the CEO, okay? Potential? And all of that. My heart, yani, it just vibes into what's happening now, you know? Potential, well, off.
So I went to their Instagram page, and he's exactly right. I can't put it up here. Let me see if I can show it. That's her on his Instagram page right there. And she's talking about how she got married. So he's right. At the real Maxwell. That's the one he married. There she is right there. I think he's going to pop the question to her right here. I don't know if she's a comedian. They must be. I can tell something's up here. That's her. That's definitely her. And that's the brother. Do you like far, very far? I don't know what's going on there. So there you go. There she is. She's got the ring. She's got the brother. You already know who gonna clean up. She probably does skits. Yeah. There she is. She's some sort of comedian, I guess. You know, brother, yeah, somebody says have to be a brother. I tell you things. I know people don't want to live by stereotypes, but the catfish of the sea, once again for the win. All right, Edmond Dantes, see, again, standards. Edmond Dante says, I realize a lot of married women put that they are proud moms or great mothers on their social media profiles. Most of these women are married. They don't put that to keep options open. Coach is right. Most don't qualify. Most don't qualify. You guys got to read into what's being said on social media. Tony, there's always a reason why women do things. They don't just do things. There's always a reason why. Virtue signal, court of public opinion, to look good socially, to manipulate men, to get men. At the end of the whole game, woman has to get man. That's the only way that there's validation in her life. Like for you, you don't have to get woman. You can get women. They have to get man. And this is why what most women, if you propose to them and they want to accept the proposal, what do? Look at my ring. And look, oh my God, oh my God, thank you. Oh, happiest day of her life. Happiest day of her life. This is because that's the end goal no matter what. This is why they never throw in the towel. This is why when they're 60, I still want to get married and find my soulmate. You don't see men jumping up and down and being happy and excited about getting married. He actually inviting stress on his life. He actually going, he nervous, he crying, he having a nervous breakdown. She can't believe her luck. She hit the lottery. You, on the other hand, damn, do I really want to do this? You can't even get the words out. Yep, she found the sim. So at the end of everything, it's about woman gets man. Tony Ocasio, what's up, CGA? Did you ever hear about the girl who sold farts for $50K? Men are extremely weak out here. Joker did a video on it. And in the video, that's the first time Joker went on a rant and cursed. All right. I did hear about it, but I just don't like that idea. So I can't even do a video on it. I can't even talk about it. Like what? But men are gone. Ladies, if you want a real man, they're gone. I'm showing you what a real man is. And most women would love a guy like me, but they know they can't live up to a guy like me. They know that. They can't live up to the standards and expectations. You set standards and expectations on a woman, she will crumble. But she wants the results of it. She wants what comes with it, but she knows she can't live up to it. All you got to do is give her 3 standards. She'll crumble and fall. She'll be out. But then she'll get with a guy that puts no standards on her and she won't like the guy. He lets me walk all over him. I need a guy that does what? Put standards on me. Then you put standards on her and then I don't like this. This is too much. I feel like a prisoner. You can't win with them, bro.
I'm not happy.
You can't win with them. I'm just letting y'all know it's a game that you cannot win. But if you want to play, try to play it this way. Let's get into here. I don't want to go too far on that one. Stage two. Stage two. We got the stage one. You have a standard of your own. You have something to leverage. You're not desperate and show that you have a lack of standards by cold approaching low quality, non-qualifying women just to see if they're interested. You should have enough eye to see that if they measure up. You should have enough leverage and know how much you have to lose by cold approaching a bum. See, when you have nothing, you'll cold approach a bum because you got nothing to lose. But when you have something to lose, you won't cold approach bums. Do you see rich people cold approaching regular women? They'll cold approach the girl at Hooters that sucks seed in the back of the Cadillac at the end of the day. But rich men got too much to lose to cold approach bums. Losers got plenty of nothing to lose to cold approach bums. I'll just keep saying that just for that one guy. All right, getting back to it. Finishing school, the free agent finishing school. What does that look like? All right, the free agent finishing school. Ladies, put your color here. This has nothing to do with color. I know you're going to say, but these are white girls. I don't know why black people can't see. They'll look at white people. I don't see myself in that picture. First of all, just put your own paint on this picture. Who cares what the woman is? But she got to have her real hair. We're going to the free agent finishing school. Ladies, I know this is going to be a difficult concept for you to grasp. Most men, this is going to be a difficult concept for you to grasp. You're going to monkey double backflip university here. Yes. Now, this is going to be difficult because you're going to hear many women say that they know what a man wants. I know what a man wants. I know how to treat a man. I know what a man needs. All right, you're going to hear these things. Okay, you're going to hear these things. And when you hear these things, I better put up the disclaimer. When you hear these things, a man who has no standards is basically going to say, oh, plug in and play. She knows how to treat a man. She's been in relationships. She'll say something like, I've been in 2 long-term relationships. My last relationship lasted 5 years. And she'll literally say that this is like it was equivalent to a marriage. We were in a relationship for 5.5 years. And she will tout that as a success. However, she doesn't know that I look at that, and any man of standard looks at that as a massive failure. You managed to go 5.5 years, barely get engaged, no marriage. You played the wife. You thought you knew what he wanted, and you ended up kicked to the curb at the end of it. So now when she says, I know what men are, I know how to treat a man, I know what a man needs. Meanwhile, she struck out with every man in her entire life. You can now tell her, I'm going to take you to the free agent lifestyle finishing school. Now, some people will say, nah, that ain't worth it, coach. And I agree. If you have to keep taking people to finishing school that are going to keep flunking out, they're going to flunk out, guys. They're going to flunk out. But if they're going to keep flunking out, it's going to be a waste of your time automatically. So you constantly want them to come halfway finished. They don't. Just know that they don't. They're being constantly pulled and tugged on by society to walk a certain way, which is going to lead them to more failure. If they walk that way, then it's going to lead to a lot more failure. So in this finishing school, you must come in and you must be young. You will be young. This is a part of the standard that I have for myself. Remember, guys, this standard is for me. This standard isn't for you, and this standard isn't against any women that doesn't fit in this standard. It's just my standard. You will be young, and there's a critical reason why you will be young. Okay? There's a critical reason. We're going to get to it. You must not be previously married or divorced. Now, I am previously married and divorced, but you will not be. You will not be. You will not have experienced the divorce failure and pulling the trigger and have filed for a divorce and then get me back into a relationship with you. It will not happen. If you've ever filed for a divorce, if you've ever filed a legal case against a man, domestic violation, juvenile court, family court, child support, you're automatically disqualified. It is automatic. It is no question. There's even no arguments about it. You're automatically out of the running. Remember, if you're just joining me, there's 7 levels to make qualification. Number 1 is disqualified. You do not qualify. If you have children by another man, you're, in my standards, you're automatically disqualified. Game guys don't teach you that, do they? This means you don't have a standard. Game guys don't tell you that. Like the cold approach guys don't tell you that. Sometimes these guys are young, so they don't have this experience, but they tell you anybody qualifies. And I say, absolutely not. Nope. You are disqualified if you are over a certain age. You are disqualified if you are have previously filed for divorce. You are disqualified if you ever collected child support for a man. You are disqualified if you have another man. You're disqualified for me. For other men, the catfish of the sea and the game and the pickup guys, you're not disqualified. So go find them. Go find them. I have no problems with you doing that. As a matter of fact, take as much of these guys as you can, because they definitely need some low quality women to brag about. The next part of the finishing school, and the reason why you must be youthful, is because men, going back to men, you must be willing to vet them at least 3, if not 5 years yourself. 3, 5 years. If it's under 3 to 5 years, anything she said to you is not going to be true. If she's not young enough to wait 3 to 5 years, she's too old. She's too old. If she's a person that says, I want to meet someone and get married in 6 to 8 months, that's not going to work for you, sir. It's going to backfire. It is literally going to work for her. She's actually too old to be patient. If this ain't going nowhere, it's a waste of time. This is what she's going to say. Guys, she don't have time to wait. She's trying to get you in a bad decision. She's trying to get you to use your emotions. She's got to be willing to wait for you to vet her. 3 years minimum, 5 years ideally. She don't have time on her clock to wait. That means she's too old. This is going to be my rules. This is my standard. This is stage 2, the finishing school. You got to have no track record of failure. You got to be willing to wait. And now, the reason why I can say this is I have leverage. In my standard, I have leverage. You don't have leverage, so you can't do this. Okay? Yeah, somebody says, get your bread up. You got to have leverage. All right, the next thing is, you will not be owned by a corporation. You will not be owned by a corporation, meaning if you're saying,
so I could focus on my career,
you're going to mess up in the next stage. I'm going to go more on that in the next stage. No debt. No debt. I saw this really attractive last night. Me and my son stopped at the liquor store. He made me stop at the Kona store. All right. I was driving the 911. He was like, can we stop at the store? I was like, bro, I can't just stop at no regular old Kona store. So I stopped for him, though, and let him run in. And this really attractive Vietnamese girl came in, body. She had the hair and all that stuff. I was like, ooh, she went in and paid for her whatever she bought. Probably some Advil or something. She came back out, eyeing me all in my car. She looking all in my car, trying to look but not look. If I was in my truck, she wouldn't have looked, but she was looking all in, trying to see if I could see her. Then my son came back. I pulled back. She looking. Guess what car she was driving? Nissan Altima. I swear to God, she was driving a Nissan Altima. She was driving a Nissan Altima. So I was like, I knew it. This goes to the debt. No debt. No debt. Now again, hey, chill. Most people, particularly women, are going to fall into category number 1, does not qualify, and it's okay. Remember, guys, it's okay if they don't qualify. If they're going to be a contender and they're going to be willing to go to finishing school, they have to have 0 debt, and I am not kidding. I'm not playing. I am not playing. No debt. If you have student loan debt, you're out. You're out. You automatically disqualified yourself. If you have a Nissan Altima 7-year, all right, 84 month, 0 down payment, underwater, $400 a month car payment, you're automatically disqualified. I'm not even considering you. You literally going to be in no disqualification or concubine. You're not even in the conversation for the finishing school. No debt. I have no debt. You will have no debt. Now, most women who have no debt, I won't even qualify for them because they'll be like, well, you don't have enough to leverage for me. And that's totally fine. No debt. The next thing is going to have no, we're not going to qualify for friendship relationships. Hey, well, maybe we'll be friends. No, I don't need any more friends. I don't need any of these things. There's not going to be any of this friendship and evolve into, no, there's none of that going on. And when I say no debt, no personal debt. And if she got slutty friends, she's disqualified. I mean, I'm just letting you guys know. You guys got to have a standard. So if you see her and she's a 304, she got 304 friends, but she's the good girl. I'm the good girl. All right. And you're a no leverage loser and you cold approach her. And then you wonder, what happened, coach? She cheated on me. She was hypergamous. She went to girls' night out and I found her in the back of the truck sucking salami. That's because you had no standard. That's because you don't have no leverage. And this is what happens to you. You get girls like that. She got slutty friends. You should have automatically known. No. Automatically, it's an automatic disqualification. You're out. No finishing school for you. You either got to get rid of them or get rid of them and come to finishing school, or your application is rejected. This is if you want to get into there. All right. Here's the next couple of things. No competition. I'm not here to compete with you, ma'am. So AKA no power couples. AKA I have a job. I have a degree. This woman right here.
And graduated from college with my bachelor's at 20 with a degree in communication sciences with an emphasis in speech and language pathology.
No, I make more money than you. No, I make the equal amount of money than you. No, I have the possibility to make more money than you. I don't want any competitors. I don't want a competitor. I don't want you to brag about what you did at your job. I don't care. I don't care. I don't need a competitor. I don't need an equal partner in the financial category. I don't need that. I don't need you to have more degrees than me. I don't need you to have less degrees than me. I'm not here to compete with you. This is not a competition. This is supposedly a partnership. But most people go in there and then that person comes in and they're competing with them. Guys, I was in a marriage that late in the marriage, it got to a competition. It started to be, well, my job is requiring me to do this and your job is not doing that. And I have the ability to make more and you are making less and you have the ability to make more, but I make less and you're belittling me. It's not going to be that. I'm just going to let you know. I don't need anybody to build with me. I don't need anybody to double my money. Now, if you do and you can offer me something, we'll get to that next. I don't need any people to brag about their career. I don't need you to be a doctor or a lawyer. I don't need it because it's going to be irrelevant to me when we get to the next stage. It's going to be irrelevant. I don't need me to complete you. You don't need me to complete me. I don't need you to make me better. I don't need to make you better. So these are going to be the ideas. Let me tell you, we're at 90% of women or potential women for me disqualified off the rip. I don't even bother. Or I go,
I got money.
The last thing, and we'll do the super chats, no pretenders. Remember, they're going to be pretenders. I pretend to like you. These are the women overseas too. I pretend to like you. I'm going to pretend to be feminine. I'm going to pretend to be a good girl. I'm going to pretend to make this about romance. I'm going to pretend to make this towards marriage. And then they get to marriage and they bait and switch you. So no pretenders, no manipulators. I'm not going to manipulate you. You're not going to manipulate me. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to send your ass to finishing school. Okay. I don't care about what you did successfully in your previous relationships. You know about that man. You don't know about this man. Okay. This man in front of you is different from that man. So what worked for him don't work for me. I got to instruct you onto what works for me. You're going to be instructed as to what I expect and what works for me. If you don't want to do it, bye-bye. I won't invest time in you, period. I won't invest any time with you. I'm not going to try to convince you. If I need to sell you on something, that means I have no leverage. I need to have leverage, and I need to get you to finishing school. You don't know anything about men. You don't know about CGA. I can guarantee you that until I tell you about what you need to know about CGA. That's the only man that matters when you're in front of me, not the dude. You know, those girls will be like, oh, watch this. And I'll be like, I don't really bust when you go down and suck my salami. I'll never bust. Oh, you ain't never had me. And they get the turn and pause. And you're like, ma'am, I told you I will not bust. Don't take that as a challenge. It wasn't a challenge. It was to tell you I don't get off like that. Now, I will put it down your gullet after. But they literally be like, well, you haven't had me yet. Slobbing all over it. I'm like, ma'am, you're not going to get it. I'm just going to let you know. But they think because it worked for the previous guy and they got him off in 10 seconds, why is it ain't working on him? She down there for 40 minutes. Oh, this is going to be the one. It ain't going to be the one. It's not going to work like that. Pause. I'm not that guy. I'm not most guys you're with where you could just nibble on the top of his head and then he'd be like, roar, and he'd be sleep. It's not going to work. I'm just letting you know. This is how I work. So you're going to do these. You're going to do these things. This is what gets me off here. You're going to do these things. I don't want to do all that. You're disqualified. I mean, this is what you're not willing to go to finishing school. You got to go to finishing school when you're with me. I'm going to finish you off the way I need you to be. If you're not willing to be that, bye-bye. Back to the super chats. One White Pony, he says, nothing is more satisfying than being former rejected man put in the friend zone that grows into a man of options. Get to the gym and get your money. Rejection can be great fuel. 100%. It can be great for, rejection is great, guys. I don't think you guys should fear rejection. People think cold approach. People who don't want a cold approach is fear and rejection, and that's not true. You're fearing failure, right? Give me 1 second. We're gonna play a clip. Let's play Denzel Washington. Speaking of rejection. Oh no, let's play her.
You want to pay your bills? You want to pay rent? You want to get Starbucks? You better work, bitch. You want to get groceries? You want to feed your cats? You want to watch Netflix? You better work, bitch.
Like those type of people, they don't qualify. If she's like, I gotta figure out a plan in life, and she's constantly being volunteering for slavery, in debt, trying to show me that she got a little job at the human resources and she want to afford her cat and start, ma'am, please don't. Shout out to Feast and Famine. He says, just signed up for the money mindset. Your wisdom is worth far more than a fistful of 20s. Time to focus on my Porsche Carrera. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Porsche Carrera. It is. And one thing about the woman in that video, she's a pretender. This is a classic pretender. This one right here.
You want to pay your bills? You want to pay rent? You want to get Starbucks? You better work, bitch.
See, she's going to be a pretender. She's going to use all the classics, romance. Oh, I love you. After she's in debt, she's piled on debt. She don't want to work no more. She's doing this. Or she's going to say this right here. Hold on for a second. I forgot where my soundbite is. Oh, where is it? Oh, this one.
Why do I have to work? I am sexy. I am sexy.
She's going to try to work 8, 10, 12 years in her career.
Why do I have to work? I am sexy. I am sexy.
And then she'll finally say, I don't want to work no more. And then she'll find a gump. Oh, I love you. I'll romance you. Oh, we have a special feeling. We're going to work it out. Hey, let's get married in 8 months. That one right there, that's a pretender. I'm like, you're only doing that now at 32 because you don't want to work, bitch. You don't want to work. That's why you're doing it. She's a pretender and she's too old. She's too old to try to tell me I'm looking for the love of my life and all that stuff. What were you doing the last 15 years? So let's go back to my boy said, working on his Porsche Carrera. It's time. Working on your Porsche Carrera. That's what I'm talking about. MGTOW Flight back in the building. Yes, indeed. DGC Moore, blessings, coach. Late to the stream. This Scottsdale JUCO is eating up my time. All right. I see you in full salute. You can't get rid of you gotta pace them. Guys, I'm gonna tell you how to work to junior college. You gotta put them in paces. All right. So say for instance, you're a little bit older and she's young. And they have time and you the first time, that's making her quiver. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean. And you putting it on her and she's getting some benefit from you and she wants to start encroaching on your time. Okay, so she'll say, hey, we met this weekend. How about we meet a couple days during the week? You guys got to be willing to lose a woman. Be willing to let her walk away. There's plenty of junior college girls out here.
I got money.
The whole campus is full up. Even Joe Biden knows.
Are you a freshman at the university?
No.
I'm teasing. You look like a freshman.
Yeah, there's freshmen and sophomores everywhere, man. So you got to be willing to lose them by saying, nah, don't encroach on my time. I'll call you. Don't call me. I'll let you know when I'm available. Shout out to you, though. He was getting his last few strokes on before he came to the show. DGC Moore got that junior college. Rodrigo da Silva, women thrive through struggle and drama, coach. I want you to notice that. Say, for instance, you have a wife and she goes to her friends and their friends complain about their husbands all the time. And your wife never complains about you, which she should never do with her friends, but that's asking for the impossible. All right. Once she does that, you better start getting rid of her. Your friend's going to poison her. So if your wife never complains about you to her friends will find a way to mess that up. Sex and the City showed you that. But they're going to find a way to mess that up because they want her to have drama. They want her to have problems. Oh, you guys are Mr. Perfect. You're Ken and Barbie. There's something he's doing wrong. They always going to want misery loves company. They always going to want somebody to be destroyed on the inside. This is why they come to men who have standards and they say, who hurt you? Because they're hurt. They understand hurt. They understand pain. They're always in hurt. They're always in hurt. So this is what they know. Single mother raised boys are always in hurt. They don't realize how hurt they are until they go to the real world and go, damn, this is what I missed. You're always in hurt. So you understand hurt. Men who have standards aren't in hurt. They just have standards. They're going, I'm not willing to play this little game. Right. So you guys got to know that they want another person to be in struggle and drama. There's a lot of guys here in this so-called manosphere that are like women. I mean, the manosphere is just a shameful place these days. And predictably, like I predicted, I said men would be the downfall of this so-called manosphere. And so now women don't even have to complain about us anymore. We do it ourselves. And men will be the unbreaking of this was supposed to be a good place. Triggerverse is in the building. Became a member. He says, what do you call a Boston 304? A Boston cream pie. Is there such a thing as a crossover? Can I say that? Can I say that on YouTube? Can I say that word? Beam me up, Scotty says, Coach, you giving this dude out here too much reality about this woman and their true nature. He says, sometimes you just got to let human be human, hopefully learn from their mistakes. This is true. You do. Well, this is the best way men learn. We got to learn through mistakes, but it is good to know at least what's coming up. And I can warn you, this is, I actually in the 52 Things book, I told you to go around, get in relationships, fumble. When you're young, you should be fumbling through things. You shouldn't get it right. Cause, and you should be willing to walk away. You'd be like, all right, I gave too much up there. I'm going to walk away now because you're never going to regain leverage back. The only way you're going to regain leverage back is if you get more and above of what she has. So most men fumble, and they stick. They fumble, break up. She breaks up, and then they go back with her. I'm trying to get men to at least realize if you ever lose leverage, if you ever lose this so-called standard you're going to lose. You're going to lose ultimately. So at least you know that. And I can tell men, you know, they'll call me up. Well, what about if my girl does this? You lost leverage. Just start over. But I don't want to lose her, coach. I'm in love with her. You don't understand. I'm 27 years old, coach. I want to pass on my legacy. You just don't get it, you old bum. I want to give, yep. But I'm like, dude, it's over. Just like Steph Curry, it's over. I mean, the longer you stay, Steph, the $100 more million you're going to lose. And as you can see, Steph lost leverage 4 years ago. Look at where they at now. He should have just wrote the check 4 years ago and canceled her. And he would have lost maybe $75 million. But he doesn't know he's going to lose $400 million now. And his reputation and his children and so forth and so on. So this is what we do have to get men to understand. Once you lose the leverage, just go ahead. Remember I said this in the beginning for the community, they gone, guys. The reason why they're gone is because men in the community will never hold leverage over women. They will never, most will never have it. The leverage is held by the corporate industrial complex, the public school the public school indoctrination camp, and the government. They can always call your women back to do whatever they want them to do. Work, break up your family, advance their careers. They can always call them back like this. They could just be like, all right, $850 a month to the first 650 women in the community that line up. And your women are going to go line up, and it's going to be 10x 650. They're gone. You can't call them back unless you have in excess of $850 a month to give them. They're going to run to that free money. Same thing is, hey, you want to advance your career, come to the University of Phoenix, sign up for these student loans, and we'll give you an extra $40 a month. They'll run to it before they run back to their man. Even married women will do it. So you guys have lost all leverage over there. The only way you can get it is if you out leverage the government, the schools, and the corporations. That's the only thing. I think this is just my opinion. Mark. Triggerverse, coach, it's been a while trying to learn how to trying to learn how to do perfumery in video games programming. Wait, what is perfumery? He says, coach, game video soon, maybe. I don't know what perfumery is. What is that? He says, also, coach, you got to analyze the Mormon V card simp Skippy. He records his dates and are super cringy. He's been on Fresh and Fit, so he's a certified cringe. I don't know who that is either. I got to look him up. Mormon Skippy V card. That sounds interesting. Let me see. Is Skippy still a virgin? I got to check that out. Keith Allen, you're 100% right. I know I have champagne taste and beer money. It's like trying to buy a car that I can't afford and maintain. So I remove myself from the market and will return when I can't afford it. I had to do that too, man. I literally had to do that. I had to look at it and go, okay, if I want this type or I want access to this type, I literally got to reconstruct myself. And I had to lose the mentality of women should like me for me. Women should like me for me. You want somebody to love me for me. And I think guys that have that mentality, women should automatically what? If they believe in romance, if they believe in love, they should like me for me, however I am. God, you got to be crazy in 2022 to go in with that mentality. For you to be not where you need to be in life, and a woman should. If you're Generation Z, you're out of your mind. If you think women are going to do that.
Here's the thing, if you're broke, just say that. Don't be mad at me for charging people for my time, materials, and effort. God.
Generation Z, women are gone from Generation Z men. I mean, gone. their women have access to just whatever they want, whenever they want it, and then they can just make it all, erase it all the way, and then come back to you whenever they want to come back to you.
Hey, sucking dick for a sec. Sucking dick for a sec.
You think you're competing with that with nothing? You think you're competing with that with nothing but some pickup lines. You got pickup lines and nothing, and you're going to compete against Generation Z women who look at $300,000 a year as under $300,000 a year as a loser. I mean, and I'm not saying all Generation Z women are like that, but I'm saying is they don't know what money is. They think money grows on trees. They're out to lunch. You got some game and nothing. Oh, this game is going to work. Meanwhile,
I'm over it. So fucking over. I'm about to be a fucking hoe, bro. I'm about to be the biggest fucking hoe, bro. Watch me, bro. I'm about to be a hoe for real. I'm about to be the biggest hoe on my fucking life, bro. I'm about to be a hoe. I'm about to be a hoe. Yo, y'all niggas is not worth it, bro. I'm about to be like,
bro, y'all got this is y'all got game and pickup line and nothing else to leverage. Meanwhile, once your Generation Z women are going to get past all of this, they'll be looking to settle down. Then they're going to sound like this.
Okay, so this is for all of my single over 30 people. Is anybody else just over this hookup culture? I mean, I get it. I'm online. I'm trying all these things, but like, what happened to romance? What happened to, a little bit of chivalry? Whatever happened to all of the nice things that men used to do instead of everyone asking us, what are you doing? Can I come through? Is there any real men out there at all? I don't know. Help me out.
Yeah. My over 30 crowd. She forgot about these days right here.
Sucking dick for a sec. Sucking dick for a sec.
Yeah, when you were in your 20s, that's what you were doing. When you were in your 20s, you were doing this.
Here's the thing, if you're broke, just say that. Don't be mad at me for charging people for my time, materials, and effort. God.
When you were 20, you were talking like this.
You're not gonna make your own
My
money.
husband will buy me as many fucking Louis as I want to.
So you're gonna
Once
rely
a fucking
on your husband?
No, he's gonna fucking spoil me.
No.
I don't deal with no fucking scrubs.
Don't.
He's gonna be a fucking engineer, doctor, one of the fucking two, and he's gonna buy me as many fucking Louis as I want, as many Chanel's, as many Gucci belts as I want, as many fucking Louis purses
What
I want.
happens if y'all get a divorce? What are you gonna do then? Sit on your ass?
Find another fucking husband, dude.
Is that your fucking plan? You have to be independent, Zoe.
Hair, makeup, esthetician, facials, vagina waxing, everything. That is all independence. I will get.
Well,
good
I'm
money for
glad that you want to take care of someone else for your life.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Whatever, Zoe.
Yep. And then after they start talking like that, they're gonna strike out, and then they're gonna sound like this.
I'm almost 26 years old, and I live alone. Have no friends, never been to a party, cheated on in every serious relationship I've ever been in. And life is just really lonely. Just another holiday I'm by myself.
Yep, and you're gonna fall for it because before she was looking like that, she was saying this.
Hi, my name is Kaylee. I'm a blonde, I have no tits. I make boys fall in love with me, they always throwing fits. I like being single, no, I've never been cuffed. These boys want a relationship, but I'm just trying to.
Yep, she was doing that before she was crying. And after she start crying, she's going to get angry and read some self-help books. And then she's going to sound like this.
I just want a man who's going to make my heart melt and my pussy throb. I am too horny to be single. Someone better start acting right and wife me the fuck up.
Then you marry him, you wife her the F up, and then you looking like this.
Dad, what are you doing? Playing the ring game?
That he made, which is okay with me, because he could definitely be fucking bitches right now. And he's playing a ring game in the kitchen. Leave my man.
And then you ask her, hey, beautiful, what would you be doing after you marry her, after 10 years, after you sacrifice and settle, after you give her what she wants? You'll be like, what would you be doing if we wouldn't have married?
Beautiful, I got a question.
Yes, babe.
If you weren't married to me, what you be doing right now?
In these streets.
You'll be in these what? I believe it too. She'll be tied up in these streets.
She'd be tied up in these streets. And then guess what? When she in the bed with you, she sounded like this.
Are you serious? I had a chili dog for lunch, okay? I'm a little bloated. I did like 18 loads of laundry today. No exaggeration. Pretty sure it was 18. I'm tired. I haven't showered in 3 days and I smell like a bag of onions. Is any of this turning you off? Nothing? No, I don't want to cuddle. I know what cuddling means. Cuddling means that at some point your pants come off and I have to do things. I don't want to cuddle. I want to go to sleep. Are you serious? It's a school night. Those are my pants, not your pants. Can I help you? Did you lose something? Seriously? I'm on my period. You pouting? Are you seriously pouting right now?
And then when you finally divorce her and she's out there on the carousel, she sounds like this.
I am not mad that you teenagers don't find me hot. I understand that this is not the desirable body type in your age group. But in my age group, I'm decent. And in your dad's age group, I'm a fucking 10, baby.
That's what you guys got to look forward to. This is what happens when you cold approach women and no standard and you have no standard for yourself. This is what happens when you accept anything. This is what happens when you got to learn the hard way. Oh, man. Who think I made all this up, by the way? All right. Was these all out of context? This was all out of context, huh? I got to do one more super chat and then give you stage number 3. Abel returns to Eden. Dear coach, please remark on the importance of using these strategies for friendships too. These are just as vital, if not more so. In that regard, you have to keep the simps out of your life. Peace. And you got to also, I agree with that, with friendships and people who, men will try to use you. You're in a position, they will try to use you. They'll become friends with you and they have no purpose. They're going to be a leech to you. So you guys got to watch out for male and female friends that come try to leech off of you. You've reached an apex and then here they come. Hey man, we can be buddies. What? We can be buddies? Not really. All right. You got to qualify. Let's talk about this point right here. Stage 3, the contenders. Let's say you get to the small percentage chance that you find a viable woman and you be like, coach, I can't lose this one. I can't turn her down. Coach, that piece leaves so good. That hot pocket so good. I got to have her. Okay. What do you do now? Because what you're going to do eventually is you're going to want to go down to, okay, I'm spending a lot of time with her. I want to move in with her. Guys, when you move in with a woman, just statistically, 50% chance within the first year, your relationship's going to implode. I've done a stream on this one. I show you the statistics. Most people don't want to see it. Most people think 50% for some reason is a reasonable number to roll the dice. Hey, so you're saying that I have a chance. Okay. 50% of all people who cohabitate within the first year, the relationship implodes before the year is up. I showed you the percentages, 3 to 6 months, 6 months to 8 months, and 8 months to a year. I mean, before 3 to 6 months is up, 20 to 25% of the relationships have already imploded. That's because we are not naturally cohabitators. It is a forced thing that you're doing. And the reason why you cohabitated is not going to be the reason why you do what you do day to day. You got together because you couldn't be away from each other. Now that you're there, that all goes away. And now real life happens. So if a person, man or female, asks you to move in, the first thing you have to do is make it difficult for her to want to take that step. If you make it easier for her, you lost. Somebody says, trust me, listen to coach. All of that anticipation of seeing each other is going to go away and die in 3 months. Now you got real life. What about the bill? You left the air conditioning on. Who's going to wash the dishes? Why didn't you walk the dog? The dog shit on the carpet. Blah, blah, blah. It's going to be all kind of other stuff you never had to deal with before cohabitation. So now make it difficult for her to want to do it. That's what you need to do. Do not just say, yeah, go on and move in, bring your stuff. And definitely do not move into her place. Do not move into her place. Once you move into her place, you lost all leverage. It's over. It's over from the start. She's going to hang that over your head. And anything that pisses her off, you're going to be getting your PlayStation thrown into the sidewalk. She's going to throw the TV out in the street. She's going to leave your clothes out in the street in the rain. Do not do it. Do not do it. So as a man with standards and leverage, you would never move in with a woman. Any man that lives off a woman, to me, I don't get it. I'm like, this woman has a limited capacity anyway. Like, literally, yeah, homosexuals. She has a limited earning capacity as it is. You can out-earn her by not being with her for 2 years. You'll out-earn her. There's not many women in this planet that has more than me. I mean, there are, but in the grand scheme of things, in the grand realm, there are not that many. Once you hit 6 figures, gentlemen, you make more than 96% of women in America. Let me put things in perspective. You hit 6 figures, you make more than 96% of women in America. So just put that in perspective. So why would I ever be with someone with that limited of a capacity? That limited. It doesn't make sense, but there's guys that'll do it. That tells me you have no standards. So back to what I'm telling you. If she does want to move in, what you tell her is you immediately work for me. Now, this goes back to I don't want any competitors. I don't care about your corporation ownership. I don't really care about your career or job because since I work from home and my office is my home, if you move into my office/home, you work for me. Again, you got to make it harder for her to move in. What she wants to do is to go off and do what she wants to do and come home to you while you pay all the bills and then she spends her money. Nope. That ain't going to be how it works. In the event you do that, if she does do that and say, well, she has a good, stable career and job, in the event she offers you that, you immediately say, well, this is where you're going to deposit your direct deposit, and you give her the account number or you put the account number onto her paycheck, her human resources sheet, your money is going to be deposited into this account. I guarantee you 90% of women are going to do this. Now you no longer have a woman that wants to move in with you. You won. You won. She'll be like this. I'm sorry. What? I dare you. And then you won. You'll have peace and quiet. You'll no longer have her pressuring you to move in. It's over. It's over. Now, let's just say she says, all right, I'll go for that. Great. You're going to sign this cohabitation agreement. You're going to sign this cohabitation agreement in which in this agreement, you're going to agree to no palimony. You're not going to get any palimony. Don't think you're going to sue me. These things belong to me. These things belong to me in this property. All right. We're not going to go get a property of our own. I'm not moving out of my house to move in with you. We're going to live here. Okay. These items belong to me, and it will be a big ass list. Computer, couch, TV, video game systems. You got to iron that shit out. Video record everything. These are my items. These are your items. Get it legally notarized and stamped, signed and copied. I don't care if it's 20 pages or 30 pages. Fill it out. Do not let her share in your bank account. No palimony, no alimony. In the event you get pregnant, in the event you get pregnant during our cohabitation, this is the co-parenting agreement. We agree off the rip 50-50 custody. I'm going to tell you, 95% of women are going to do this. And you no longer have the problem. The problem is gone. She no longer going to want to move in you. She going to be like, nope, I ain't moving in. I ain't signing nothing. I ain't doing nothing. Okay, great. Well, listen, you'll continue to be either one of these 7 women right here. Listen, I'm winning in this. She thinks I'm losing. I'm winning. You'll be one of these 7 women, a do not qualify, a service provider, someone I'll practice on. You'll be either in my concubine or harem. You'll be a regular, or you'll be a pretender or a contender. You're going to let her choose. I ain't doing all that. Okay, which one do you want to be then now? Are you going to be a service provider? I'll pay you.
I got money.
I'm telling you, most women are not going to go for this deal, and you're going to win. You will come out smelling like a rose. But in the event, then she says, I'm listening. All right. I'll sign the cohabitation agreement. I'll put my money in the direct bank account that you want. It will not be a joint bank account. I will put you on an allowance. What else? Okay. This is called leverage, by the way. You make her understand that you are not a part of my business. You are an employee. The reason why you're going to do this is because, say, for instance, she sits around for 5 years. You build your business up, and she's worked for you because you asked her, quit your job. Remember, you got to have leverage to get a person to do this. And she quits her job. She comes to work with you, work for your business. She is an employee. She is not a part of the business. You have a non-compete clause. I can't train you, and then you go work for a competitor when you leave or when we break up. You don't get any benefits because I own all the intellectual property produced in this employment. You're the employee, just like at any job. If you work at a job, you can't take everything you learn and then go make a business out of it. Or you can't also say, well, I should get paid more because your business did well. This is what Dr. Dre had to fight against in his court. He didn't have this agreement. She went and said, I worked with Dr. Dre. We became billionaires, and so I should become a billionaire because I shared in the ideas. I had thoughts. I was in meetings. I had intellectual property. You basically will iron that out. No, you're just an employee. You're Carter G. Wood, and I'm Thomas Edison. Or is it George Washington Carver or whoever it was that worked for him? Or Nikola Tesla. You're Nikola Tesla. I'm Thomas Edison. See, Nikola Tesla worked for Thomas Edison. Therefore, all of the ideas are Thomas Edison's ideas. But what people will say is Tom Edison stole from his employees. No. His employees work for him. Thus, the ideas are Thomas Edison's. It's his company. He stole nothing. The intellectual property belongs to the company. And Tesla gave Thomas Edison the right to give his ideas and his intellectual property. Tesla walked away with nothing. He didn't get cheated. Tesla said, I'm going to compete against you. Therefore, I'm going to leave all the things that I've created with the company. People literally will do that. People give up their land just like that. And then later on, their relatives will say, I got cheated. My relatives got cheated out of that land. No, your relatives sold that land because they were desperate. And now you're saying the land was stolen from them. It wasn't. It wasn't. So In the same context, if she comes up with an idea as an employee, you own the idea. She just was an employee. And you compensate her as an employee. She can't come back and say, hey, I lived with him for 5 years and he was holding a meeting over the phone. I listened to the meeting. I gave him one idea. It worked. Therefore, I should deserve his. No. I'm telling you, 98% of women will go like this because they don't like standards. What do women like? 98% of women will do this. You know what women want? And I said this at the beginning. Women want open-ended contracts. Yep, Edison was in bed with JP Morgan. JP Morgan was an investor. See, people always like to twist and turn what it is. JP Morgan was an investor. He wasn't in bed with him. He was an investor. So that's what the relationships are. Always hindsight, we want to twist and turn what it is. JP Morgan was an investor in Edison because he liked the idea of electricity and he provided the opportunity to put it across New York. That's all it was. It wasn't nothing suspicious. It's all business. It's all business. All right. So you keep your relationships business minded. 98% of women will run because they want open-ended contracts. They want open-ended contracts. They want to be able to say, it started off like this and it was this and I turned and I didn't think this and I was a victim. They don't want you to have a standard. They don't want you to have a prenuptial agreement, an ironed out cohabitation agreement, an ironed out strict rules. They're going to say no. They're going to be like, I don't want all these rules. But then when the relationship breaks up, it's going to be all these rules. Well, this rule was violated and this rule was violated and this rule was violated. It's not, they don't want it to be business-like, but then when the relationship breaks up, it's going to be all about business. I bought this furniture. I bought this bank account. I spent this much dollars on him. He owes me this. He took this without my permission. Do you see what I'm trying to get you guys to understand? You're not willing to do this up front. You're going to do it in the back anyway. So when you started off open-ended, it's going to be a lot of arguments about what was what and whose was who when you could have ironed that out on day one. On day one, this is what it's going to be. And if she leaves, let her leave. This is the guide to mate selection and free agent lifestyle. And what you're going to end up with is a small percentage of women that qualify for you. And that's the reality of the marketplace. This is why cold approachers don't get it. You're trying to play a game that you end up at the same place that I'm going to end up because I actually take time and you don't. I actually have a standard and you don't. We end up with the same batting percentage. Now, well, actually, my percentage is better and I end up with more time to invest in what I need to do. No millionaires cold approach. No men that make six figures. I guarantee you they don't cold approach. You know who cold approach? Broke men, men with that don't have leverage, men that refuse to leverage anything, and men that don't have any time. They have too much time to use to actually find things to leverage better relationships with. That's who cold approaches. That's who does things. That's who does. And I'm trying to get men to have a standard. I'm not telling you to get away from women. I'm telling you to challenge them. Challenge them. And I guarantee you, when you have leverage and standards, most women won't even waste time with you and they will reveal themselves as a pretender. They were in it for themselves. They weren't in it for you. They were in it for themselves. They weren't in it for you. If she was really in it for you, she would have no problem. Okay, where do I sign? Okay, I'll do this. Okay, I'm an employee. Okay, I quit my job and okay, I'll put my money in this bank. It would be no problem. But she ain't down for you. She's down for her. Anyway, let's do the super chats. Anyway, somebody says standards are like kryptonite. Standards are like kryptonite. Let's see here. Somebody says Edison is a thief and he got pissed that Tesla fought back with help from Westinghouse. Okay, so you guys realize they're in a company. You're talking about not a personal relationship, right? Chairman, you're talking about a company. You're not, you're talking like they had a friendship. They were in a company in which Edison was the boss and Nikola Tesla was the employee. Let's put some sense into this. You're talking about like they were both on the same level. Edison was his boss. Nikola Tesla went outside of the boss and tried to get his ideas and investment on his own project, which if you had a company, would you let your employee do that? Would you let your employee go outside of your company and do their own thing? I'm just going to ask you that again. If you are a boss and you have an employee with another idea that they came up with, they came up with in your company that you own the intellectual property to, and they went outside your company to get you're gonna let them do it? I bet you won't. I bet you won't. This is business. Now, if you don't like business, that's your problem. If you think it was, that's your problem. It was business. Look it up and research it. Business is business. Personal is personal. I will sue the hell out of him. I will sue the hell out of an employee that did that. And it would be a non-compete clause. You can't do it. It's a non-complete contract. You can't do that in a business. Now, it is what it is. Y'all thinking like they were friends or they were comrades or they were business partners. They weren't. He was his employee. I would do the same thing he did. He finessed himself. All right. Young and Retired No Cap says the Wham Arab financed using Arabs. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Mr. Good Vibrations 144. Truth bombs as always. Love you, coach. Thank you, sir. All right. MGTOW Flight. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. And he just says car. Taco. Let me see here, right here. Taco Poncho. Hey, coach. Great show. I died at the corner store story. Nissan Altimas for the win. Yes, indeed. Nissan Altimas for the win. Austin 86. Shout out to you for your $20. All right. Swoop says, can you please put this in a PDF so I can download it? I'll pay. I can't put it in the PDF. Maybe I will if you pay for it. Let's see here. MGTOW Flight. I said Nikola Tesla. You guys are talking about Nikola Tesla, but I'm just running the things from a business perspective. And you guys know the dude walked away with nothing. He did the Dr. Dre. So let me just say this. Dr. Dre left all his masters with Death Row. Are we going to 50 years say that Suge Knight stole Dr. Dre's music? 50 years from now, we're going to say Suge Knight stole Dr. Dre's music. And it didn't happen. Dr. Dre walked away from his music in a business deal to afford getting beat up by Suge Knight. Whether that's fair or not, it is what it is. Dr. Dre, as a business idea, walked away from all of his music. Therefore, he can't own it. He can't do anything with it. Same thing with Eazy-E and Dr. Dre. So did Eazy-E steal his money? I mean, did Eazy-E steal his music? Or did Dr. Dre walk away from his music in a business idea? It's the same thing with Tesla and Edison. It's the same idea. You'll walk away. When you walk away, it's your fault. Then he created Aftermath. Exactly. All right. This is the way I see it. This is the way I read it and understood it. This is the way I see it. It was all business, nothing personal. He said that's why he had to make them headphones. Exactly. Because he didn't have no more money coming in really from Death Row and from Ruthless. He got finessed, but he walked away. It was his decision. That's a grown ass decision he made. MGTOW Flight, shout out to you. Night Stabber 2010 says, Coach, you are right. It's the unrepentant simp that will bring the manosphere down, but he calls it the manosphere. The manosphere down. It is. Younger retired, no cap. CGA isn't capped to save a 304. He's capped to save a bro. MGTOW flight, her BT 1000 chip activated. Which one was that? Was that the girl that was like, I'm going to be a hoe? Porgy Jr., men don't want to have to build themselves up. They want to run game and say, but what about love, coach? I'm over here with a fistful of 20 saying,
I got money.
Men don't want, literally, men don't want to be, again, I don't want to go into, but I think men don't want to build themselves up. They want to take shortcut here, shortcut there. When you're taking shortcuts, just know that women have the antidote to your shortcut. And they have it in their pocket for 40 years plus. And if they're ready to turn state's evidence against you, they will. I know it's unfair, guys, but I want you to think of one of the most unfair things about women. About men and women. Women have the most unfair advantage of them all. If you think it's unfair for you, try being a woman. Because young guys are like, this sucks. I got to wait and I got to build myself up. Try being a woman. It's harder to be a woman, in my opinion. And the women are going to be like, what? And the men are like, what? You literally wake up somewhere in your mid-teens and Mother Nature just blesses you. You never have to work for anything. You're giving all of the things that men desire in a mate. You're giving it. No, you don't have to do a push-up, a sit-up, or a crunch. You get shiny hair. You get lumps, fat lump deposits in the right places on your body. You get smooth skin. Most of you guys only need half of that equation to even be decent looking. You get pretty feet. You just get it. Nobody worked for it, and then you get to walk around here and say how beautiful and wonderful you are. And you get that for a short period of time in which nature has notified you this is the time to select your mate with what we're giving you. Unfortunately, now feminism has told them they can push that off to 35. They can push that off when they've eroded. But then Father Time comes in and strips it all away. And the woman starts to notice bags, crow's feet, acne, skin not as shiny, hair split ends. Then they start chopping their hair off. They become more masculine. They start working on their careers and jobs. And then Father Time just strips where everything gets saggy and soggy. And then they run out of time. Some run out of time at 28. Some run out of time at 32, 35, 40. They have a small window like this. You, on the other hand, don't get all of that. A small percentage of men get all of that. But most men, 90% of us, have to start working and building. Mother Nature, Father Time gives most of us absolutely nothing. We look awkward as hell in our teens into our 20s. You don't really start looking masculine until most men don't start looking masculine until well into their 30s, 40s. Then you start to fill out. You know what I mean? You start looking at, salami might not be, the wind might not be able to give you an erection anymore, but you actually have leverage and you have to work that off. Now, when you get that leverage somewhere in your 30s, 35, 40, you can ride that out for 50 years. You can ride it out for 50 years, 40 years. You can go back, all the way back to all the girls you missed from 18 to 28. You can go all the way back and get all of them.
I got money.
You can go right back down to the.
Are you a freshman?
It's never over.
No.
You look like a freshman.
But men think that's unfair. No. The most unfair deal in nature is what women get. Not even close. Guys, it ain't even close. They get a small ass window. They get a small ass window. You get a big ass window, and all you got to do is not mess up your life between the ages of 18 and 30. That's all you got to do. If you mess your life up between 18 and 30, Art Stanton says she has no debt, works 32 hours a week, clean slate, always lived with her folks until she married at 29, dated 5 years, and she went to the streets at 55. And that is always,
Streets.
they always can play that card. This is why you always contract them. It is always business, and business is never personal. If you understand a business contract, and business contracts can be unfair. Here's another thing about business. Business contracts can be unfair. However, someone can sign an unfair business contract. Does it make them a victim? Nope. It don't make them a victim. You signed it. I was learning about this back in the sharecropper days. Back in the sharecropper days, or farmers that got in trouble with their farming because of desperation, oftentimes sold or gave up their land via contract. They voluntarily gave it up in a business contract, in a business deal. Was it unfair? Yes. But they gave up their land. It's their fault. They didn't have to give up their land. You didn't have to sign the deal. Same thing with predatory loans. Are they predatory? Yes. Do you know they're predatory when you sign them? Probably yes. But you were desperate. And desperate people do desperate things. And you were desperate and you had no leverage and you signed it. Does that mean you don't have to live up to it? Nope. You got to live up to it. And now 50 years, 100 years later, then you got people saying people stole something from somebody and people got finessed. No, they didn't. They got exactly what they wanted at the time because they had no leverage. Or they had no knowledge, or they didn't educate themselves. You still signed it. I have a guy that wants to do a deal with me, and I haven't had a chance to meet with my attorneys, and he's kind of want to push this thing on me. And I'm like, look, man, I'll do it on my own time, because the reason why is I don't want to sign something that I don't understand. Because once I sign it, I can't unsign it. Now, whatever I signed, whatever happens, I lose, and I can't play the victim. Don't rush anything. All right, Art Stanton, I got you, brother. He says it ends up not working in the end. EPMD, business, never personal. If it happened in business, it wasn't a personal thing. If it happened against your friends, now it's personal. The AV Network guy, happy 2022, coach. My New Year's resolution is to produce more content. I will be honored if you followed my channel. I think I already do. All right, I have a business mind. I have a mind for business, and I don't have a mind for personal. Personal relationships, to me, many of them are a waste. So I really focus more on everything's got to be more business oriented, and it makes sense. That way I can say, hey, here was the standard. Personal relationships, well, you should have. No. I'm not going backwards and say what I should have done. The devil's in the details, right? Walker, Texas Ranger, Walker, Texas Ranger, edutainment at its finest. Thank you, coach. Indeed. Yes, sir. Joe Fran says, I'm cutting my high school friends off silently. Daniel Pena style. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Happy New Year, coach. Daniel Pena, whoever says that about your friends, you are the sum of your closest friends. If your friends are going nowhere, cut their ass off. All right. TG, alimony is over in a few months in Illinois. He says the fingers up. I'm going to be a new man. Listen to Coach, men. My man has got a new lease on life. No more alimony. Dave G, Yizzo, he says, Yizzo, coach, I actually sent you a video of a woman saying that she proudly deposits her earnings to her man. It was actually something Boyce Watkins discussed. I didn't see the actual coverage of it, though. So Boyce Watkins actually has suggested this, according to you. I haven't seen it either. Again, if you have a standard, this should be easy for this should be easy for a woman who's pushing to move in and advance a relationship with you. This should be an easy decision for her to make. Now, if she's loyal to her job, this will be a very difficult position. And ladies, I don't want to say that I want to come between you and your job and your career and your goals. I'm not going to do that. So if you want to pursue those things, I'm happy to allow you the space to pursue them. I'm happy to accept and give you full opportunity to pursue those things. You're just not going to do it under my roof. You're not going to do it with my commitment. Nope. You're not going to do it with my me as a security blanket. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it with me. No. So you're going to have plenty of space to do it. I'm not going to come between you. But when you know that's my standard, you're going to be out of there. You're going to be out. It ain't even going to be a thought. You're going to go, and then I'm going to realize you were a pretender. You're going to reveal yourself exactly for who you are. You were looking out for yourself in your own best interest. You were using me. You're a pretender. Thank God that I asked difficult questions. Thank God that I put those standards out for you, because I would have hated to invest that much time into you to find out you were a pretender. I actually found out enough time in due time to save my ass. Pace Flow says, leave them zero wiggle room. No wiggle room. I don't want to leave nothing to interpretation. I thought you said, and I thought you meant. You ever do that with somebody? You have a clear-cut agreement, and she sits there. Yes, I'll do it. Uh-huh. Yeah. And then it goes done. Well, I thought you meant. No. See, we ain't going to play that game. It ain't going to be now, I thought you meant. Well, I didn't understand the rules of what you were actually talking about. I thought you were, what I understood was, no, let's go back to the paper, ma'am. Let's go back to the paper. This is what we agreed to. You're not going to do this. It's time for you to go. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Tresh Man X, shout out to my lawyer, Vice Wallows Combe. Who is that? What kind of law does that person do? Shout out to lawyers. Again, I tried to look them up. I don't see it. For men, I want you to know, man, I think, a lot of supporters were saying they disagree with me on a certain take, and that's fine. We don't have to agree on everything, but we're going to agree on this. Business is business. Business is business. All right. Business is not personal. Divorce is business. When your wife divorced you, it ain't personal. It's business. If you don't protect your six, that was business. And it was a personal decision, but you lost. But I'm not going to tell another man that he was a victim and he got into a bad business deal. That was his fault. Look it up. I'm not going to cry for a man who gave away intellectual property on a business deal, and he want to cry because another thug strong-armed him. Shit, that's his fault. Dr. Dre and Suge Knight. That's like years later, we're going to be like, Dr. Dre got finessed. No, he didn't. He walked away with every deal he did, he walked away from. Literally, he said, okay, I'll rather walk away with peace of mind. Okay, so he made that deal. Or he didn't want to get crippled. Okay, so that's what it was. He didn't want to get crippled or shot. He's still alive. Right? Dr. Dre's still alive as a result of the business deal that he made. So did he get finessed? Nope, he's still breathing. So in his case, he won, but he lost out on this end. Anyway, man, shout out to the Coach gang. what is it? Mark Martin says, explain why Dr. Dre's ex does not respect the prenup game. The reason, I mean, that one's clear. She signed the prenup. He probably was worth less than $50 million. After she signed the prenup, he was worth $850 million. So she literally said, I got to find a way. I got to find a way to literally say, I got to find a way to literally get rid of this prenup. The prenup I signed was based on small earnings. The prenup now is based on $850 million. Any woman would do that. Any woman would do that. Somebody says Dre won, Sugar's in jail, and the ex-wife took an L. Yes, indeed, man. So anyway, man, shout out to the Coach gang. Let's see here. We'll be back later on. I got to mark this up. Mark it up.
Here comes the bankroll. Here it comes.
This is what make it all happen right there.
That's what make it happen.
This what make it happen.
If a man want to know how to meet a nice woman, how you meet her?
With this. First damn word come out your mouth. I got money.
But those not respectable women.
I don't want no respect. I want some ass. Damn the respect. I want you to break down like a 12-gauge double barrel shotgun and show me what you're working with.
But don't you want commitment?
What? Who?
You don't want to be committed.
I'm committed to getting her to that bedroom and giving her what she needs.